So I sort of caved and bought a new mousepad, and in this video we're going to talk about it. Previously I've been using the mousepad company Liquid XL, and while it has been a great mousepad and really the best one I've used up until this point, the age is really starting to show. There's a lot of wear and tear, and I figured, it was time to consider looking at an upgrade. And I just so happened to see some videos on Wallhack and what they've been doing with their mousepads, and I was immediately intrigued and decided to pull the trigger on an upgrade. And today we're going to be talking about this mousepad, what it has to offer, first impressions, general specification overview, and my final thoughts after using this for a week. So let's get into it. Okay, for general specifications, the SP-004 is the 4th edition in the glass pad lineup from Wallhack. It comes in at $119 USD. Comes with a surface made from micro-etched silicate tempered glass and has a full coverage silicone base. For dimensions, it comes in at just under 17 inches by 19 inches by 0.14 inches, and if I had to guess, it'd be around 8 to 10 pounds. Moving on now to my first thoughts. So immediately after trying out the mousepad, I was actually very shocked at how smooth it actually felt going across the whole pad. Now again, I knew this was going to be an upgrade, or at least more of a lighter, maybe even like a more slippery feel. But yeah, it was quite smooth. I was quite happy with it. And before I even got to actually playing a game with this, I did realize that I should probably take a look at getting skates specifically for glass mousepads, especially because the skates on my G Pro were pretty worn on the back end. So after doing a bit of a goog, I realized it was probably not the best idea to just start breaking this thing in with messed up skates. So I decided to hold off, and then the next day I ended up picking up Wallhack's dot skates, which come with 40. I think I used about 8 on mine, so I don't really know how long they're gonna last. So hopefully they'll last a decent amount of time, because with 40 dots, these will practically last forever. And these are actually $17 Canadian, which are about $12 USD. So if you count the mousepad and the skates, you're looking at about $185-ish. I think my math's probably off. I'll put it on screen, but that's about $135 US. So something to keep in mind. It is kind of a expensive jump going from cloth, especially when you have to pick up additional accessories to actually fit that new surface. But my first time actually using this mousepad and the skates, actually playing a game, I hopped into Counter-Strike to play some deathmatch, and it felt great. It felt smooth. I felt like I had a little more control. It did feel a little slippery, which again, you kind of have to adapt to the new surface. So, it's going to feel quick. It might feel slippery. It might feel hard to get used to. Maybe you feel like you need to change your DPI. I would continue to play with this mousepad without changing any settings to start, and then as you slowly break in, you can make adjustments from there. Again, depending on what mouse you have and its weight, or what DPI you play on, maybe you have to make some modifications. For reference, I am an 800 DPI player. I think about 1.3 something in game on CS. I could be wrong about that. And then I'm also using the G Pro Super Light Wireless, which I believe is about a 40-gram mouse. Again, this information will be on screen because I'm probably just making things up. But overall, it felt great. I did play some PUBG, some Fortnite as well. Just, trying out different games, different, ways you're going to be aiming and getting into gunfights with people. The most challenging one in terms of adapting to it was definitely Fortnite, just because you're spinning around, you're jumping, you're tracking people in the air, or tracking people using movement items and whatnot. But once I got comfortable with it, it felt insane. Like, I definitely felt like I had a better edge, just more control. Some of the fights just felt better. That was a huge positive to me, and I was very much looking forward to continuing to use this mousepad. But we're now going to jump into my overall thoughts, which I'll talk about the pros and cons of this mousepad and my overall opinion of it. To begin with the pros, really, this thing is fantastic. Just even from the quality of the box it came in to the quality of the mousepad, I feel like Wallhack is really setting themselves to be a more premium brand. I'll roll some clips. The box looks cool. You know, you pull the mouse pad out of the box, and the materials are great. The glass is of great quality. The silicone base is a huge upgrade from the Model 3. And just the sleek design with the minimal branding at the bottom, I think it just looks cool. It looks great, and it just feels good to hold and actually use. You just know if it's of a little bit higher quality. Again, with the impressions of actually using this in game and just general productivity computer use, it feels great. It's smooth, it's quick. You know, it does feel a little slippery, which again, as you adapt to it, you're really just going to be handed over the reins in terms of control with your aim. And it just feels good to use. It's fun to use. It looks good. I feel like as I continue to play with this, I think it's just going to give me a better edge in game over time. I think this will just help me create better habits and just become a better player. Moving on to the cons, I only have 2 points for this, and really they're not a huge game breaker for me. These are just things I noticed that I felt I needed to talk about. The first one being is sometimes you can find that your forearm will kind of stick when you're using it. I'm more of like an arm player, so I've got a little more of my forearm on like the desk and the mouse pad. And I notice when playing battle royale games, especially when I'm doing a lot of movements and kind of spinning and a lot of things are going on, that sometimes it just kind of felt a little stuck, like it felt a little not super sticky, but it just felt like it was kind of stuck and kind of hard to pivot. And again, this can be due to temperature or humidity, or if your arm, you know, is like a bit sweaty or warm, like it's just bound to happen, which is something you don't really notice with cloth mouse pads. This is something that's never really happened to me before. So that's been something interesting to work around. But additionally, Wallhack does sell like frictionless like gaming sleeves, which I think would be great for people that are really trying to do anything they can to amp up their game and, you know, prevent any issues. So maybe if you're like a competitive player, you do this for a career, you're a streamer, etc., this would be great. I think for me, this would just be quite ridiculous to wear, as I'm just mostly more of a casual player now. So I don't think I would opt in for the sleeve. I would honestly, personally, I'm just going to continue to use it and work around the issue, or maybe it won't really occur that much. We'll see. And the second thing is, I would highly recommend using the Wallhack like cloth they provide, and wiping down the mouse pad, you know, before and after you use it, and maybe even using it on the skates, because I've noticed anytime like dust or little hairs or little particles or whatever gets on your mouse pad, I didn't find it like affected, you know, the mouse sensor or my gameplay at all. It's just you definitely feel the scratchiness and you can hear it as well. So I would highly recommend taking care of this thing and, you know, taking a look at the website and, you know, how they recommend taking care of this thing and cleaning it and whatnot, which I definitely need to do myself. Really, those are the only 2 cons. Again, they're not huge game breakers. They are annoying, they can be irritating, but they're manageable, and they don't occur that often, but they are reoccurring. So that's what made me kind of notice them and they stuck out to me. But again, not a huge game breaker at all. And yeah, I'm just going to continue to use it. I hope this lasts me a good amount of time because it did cost a good chunk of change, so hopefully it pays off in the end. But overall, fantastic mousepad. I'm excited to see what Wallhack has to do in the future, and yeah, I'll be continuing to keep up with them. Let me know if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new, and also, if you have this mousepad and are looking to get it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to discuss. But until next time, have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.